people didn't need to be powerful, because, enacting it, people didn't need to rule the world. Imagine that ruling the world was something they thought they didn't need to do, because it was already being done, as it had always been done, as it had been done from the beginning. Imagine that they had a different supposition about the world and man's place in it. Imagine that they didn't suppose, as Homo magister does, that the world belongs to man, that it is his to conquer and rule. Imagine that, in their ignorance, they suppose something else entirely. Be outrageous. Imagine that they suppose something completely absurd, that man belongs to the world. It was never hidden. It was only hidden from Homo magister because he was sure that what had shaped their lives was nothing, an absence of knowledge, ignorance, not something, not a different supposition about the world and man's place in it. Man belongs to the world. Actually, it's plainly written in their lives. It's plainly written in the general community to which they belonged, the community of life on this planet. Anyone can read it. You just have to look. Every creature born in the biological community of the earth belongs to that community. Nothing lives in isolation from the rest. Nothing can live in isolation from the rest. Nothing lives only in itself, needing nothing from the community. Nothing lives only for itself, owing nothing to the community. Nothing is untouchable or untouched. Every life in the community is owed to the community and is paid back to the community in death. The community is a web of life, and every strand of the web is a path to all the other strands. Nothing is exempt. Nothing is special. Nothing lives on a strand by itself, unconnected to the rest. Nothing is wasted. Everything that lives is food for another, and everything that feeds is ultimately itself fed upon, or in death returns its substance to the community. And in belonging to the community, each species is shaped by belonging. By belonging, by feeding and being fed upon, each generation of each species is shaped. Of each generation, some, better suited to survive, live to reproduce. Others, less well suited, do not. And so the generations are shaped by belonging to the community that shapes them. Nothing is exempt from the shaping. The fishes that 400 million years ago lived in the offshore shallows of the oceans were shaped and learned to venture up onto the land, and in venturing onto the land were shaped by their contact with the community already living there. And being shaped over millions of years, became reptiles. No longer tied to the shore, the reptiles ventured inland, where they were shaped, so that over millions of years some of them became birds, so that some of them, shaped in another way, became mammals. And the mammals, belonging to a community of plants, birds, amphibians, and reptiles, were shaped into many different forms, into bats and anteaters and dogs and horses and deer and elephants and apes. And all of these were shaped by belonging to the community of life, by feeding and being fed upon. And over millions of years, the members of one branch of the family of apes were shaped into a man-like creature that we call Australopithecus africanus. And Australopithecus africanus was shaped over millions of years until he became Australopithecus robustus, stronger and taller and more manlike, because he had been shaped, because he had belonged to the community of life. And being shaped over millions of years, Australopithecus robustus became still stronger and taller and more manlike until, looking at him, we have to call him man, Homo habilis. Man was born belonging to the world, being shaped. He did not exempt himself from that shaping just because he was man, and so he continued to belong to the community that had shaped him, and by belonging to it, continued to be shaped. And being shaped, Homo habilis became stronger and taller and more dexterous and more intelligent, until looking at him we have to give him a new name, Homo erectus. And Homo erectus was born being shaped, and he belonged to the community that was shaping him. His life belonged to that community, and those of each generation who were less well-suited to survive in the community rendered back their lives at an early age, while the rest lived on to reproduce. And so Homo erectus was shaped so that he became stronger, taller, more agile, more dexterous, and more intelligent, until looking at him we have to call him us, Homo sapiens. And Homo sapiens was born being shaped. He was born a member of the community that was shaping him, not exempt from membership by virtue of his greater intelligence, not isolated from the rest by virtue of his capacity to wonder and dream, not aloof from the rest by virtue of his knowing that he was unlike the rest in these ways, a part of the rest. And being a part of the rest, Homo sapiens was shaped. Shaped not by nothing, shaped not by ignorance, shaped by belonging to the community of life, which was itself being shaped. The community itself was being shaped. The matter was being handled, not by man. The shaping of the world was not in man's hands. It was in other hands which had shaped it from the beginning. It was in the hands of the gods. The gods were shaping the community of life on earth, and man belonged to that community and was being shaped with it and in it. Man was being shaped by the gods. Man was living in the hands of the gods, and the gods did not rebuke him, or send him teachers, or send him saviors, because there was no need to, because he was living in their hands. Man had found his destiny. He had been fulfilling it from the beginning. It was his destiny to live in the hands of the gods for the lifetime of this planet.